Packer and Durham on a Tuesday. Guests galore coming up. John Rittman in about 15 minutes talk about Clemson softball being able to host an NCAA tournament regional for the very first time. But Wes, we're going to Central New York first.
Yeah, Meaghan Tyrrell is a scoring machine for Kayla Trainer in Syracuse. 75 goals, 33 assists. My math tells me that's 108 points. And she joins us this morning. First of all, congratulations on a great year. You guys have got to be thrilled with the opportunity to get back to this point in the season again.
Yeah, coming into postseason, especially after having such an incredible season with our first-year head coach, Coach Kayla Trainer, it's been awesome. And, in the postseason, it's always fun, like everything's competitive, everything's exciting to go into, so we're definitely looking forward to Thursday.
Meaghan, I kidded around with you before this interview that you're closing in on Coach's scoring mark for a single season. Apparently that has not been brought up in conversation, I gather.
Yeah, no, definitely hasn't been brought up in conversation. Hasn't really been like a focus point for us. We've kind of just been, looking forward to Thursday's game.
By the way, from a scoring perspective, we have been in awe just watching this league in terms of offensive firepower. When you get done playing a game, do you look around in stats of everybody else and going, man, Charlotte North did this again. Jamie Ortega did this again. I just scored 5. It's crazy how good the collection of talent is in this league as far as offensive weapons.
Yeah, I think across the NCAA there's very, very impressive offensive players. There was someone from High Point who just broke another record in the NCAA. So, you kind of look everywhere and you see all these amazing players coming up and making big plays.
But, Meaghan, do you guys get on a group chat and talk about how much y'all score on each other? It's just unbelievable. It just seems like the ACC, and look, we talk about how great this sport is for the league, but nationally, this conference has become kind of a powerhouse, and it's geared offensively. And I know the sport has picked up a lot of momentum because of that. But we're talking about 3 of the really top scorers in the country here, and you're one of them. I don't know how rare that is, but it just feels like it's buoying the momentum of the sport.
Yeah, the ACC has always been kind of a powerhouse for lacrosse, and, even more so now with a bunch of players coming in and, breaking records and doing all these things. It's been really huge for the sport itself. So, it's such an honor to play in the ACC, and so fun to play too.
All right, so you get Northwestern, all right? You saw this crowd earlier, tough loss in OT. What makes it different the second go-around?
Yeah, I think – sorry. For this second go-around, we've played them already in the season. We've kind of seen what they have and, scouting them as their season went on, kind of seeing what they've changed, what they've moved into is something that we've been focusing on. And, it's like a lot of heart to go into play. Postseason, you have one game guaranteed and then you're done. So that's kind of been our mindset going forward.
Is it cool to see somebody you've seen before? Or you tell me, you're going to get a chance to live this. Or is it better to see somebody, I got no idea who they are, and we'll kind of figure this thing out as we go along?
I guess it kind of depends on the situation. I kind of like playing people that we've seen before just because, we already know their personnel. And, not much really changes throughout the season usually. So I'm kind of excited to play them again.
You mentioned Kayla taking over for Gary. What kind of differences has it been? One incredibly successful, another one incredibly accomplished as a player who's one of the emerging stars in coaching. So what's that been like for you guys to go through?
It's been such a interesting transition for us, going from Coach Gate to Coach Trainer. But, they both have such incredible lax IQ. So being able to kind of see that and how her brain works and how she thinks about things on the field and she kind of tries to put that onto us has been so cool for us.
Injuries are always a part of a sport and part of a season. You guys are no different. So what's that been like with Sis and everybody else?
Yeah, injuries are something that, we're not unfamiliar with, something that we've been dealing with for the past couple years. So, obviously it hurts when people go down and, but, our team kind of has a mindset of next man up. So, when people go down, people step up. And, I think we've seen that as our season's gone on.
You and Emma talk about lacrosse a lot? Is it just part of the normal bill of fare, if you will?
Yeah, we talk about lacrosse a lot. She likes to kind of be like my sideline coach. She's always looking to either chirp me for things or give me advice. So, she's definitely one to always talk, whether that be to me or some of my teammates too.
By the way, scoring celebrations, Wes and I have had a kick out of watching everybody since everybody's scoring in this league. Have we had to change up the celebrations? Have you stuck with the standard? Or you got something up your sleeve moving forward? What's the story?
I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it, but if I think of something, you'll see it.
That means, you know what? When you're scoring as often as you are, it's kind of like, hey, sticks down, great, it counts. Let's go get another one, right? I mean, you're not even worried about all that stuff. No,
yeah, not really, no.
That's it's interesting. You guys, you were in this spot a year ago and found a way to advance. What are the similarities, Meaghan, with last year and this year when you get to this part of the season?
Yeah, when you get to the Elite Eight, you're one step from the Final Four. So kind of just putting everything out on the field, leaving everything that you have, because this opportunity, you don't know when it's going to come again. So being able to get to the Final Four and, win the Elite Eight is something that's so huge for us and something that we're really pushing ourselves for.
Meaghan, we've talked about a lot on this show how lacrosse in the Syracuse market is not just a sport. It's something people pay attention to 24/7, 365, which may be unique versus maybe some other schools and other markets, not only within the league, but around the country. But what's it like being a lacrosse star at a lacrosse school?
I don't really know. I haven't really thought of myself like that or anything like that. I kind of just show up and practice or go to class and just kind of play. So yeah, I don't really know.
Right, but you do. I mean, lacrosse at Syracuse is different, though, right? I mean, I'm sure you went through the recruiting process, there was something that attracted you to Syracuse where you went, man, this thing in lacrosse, it's a big deal here, and it is, isn't it?
Yeah, something that immediately drew me here was the history that Syracuse has in lacrosse, both on the women's and the men's side. It was something that I thought was so different from other schools that I had visited before. So that family, that culture that they had here and the history of it was something that was definitely one of the reasons that I wanted to come here.
I find all this kind of fascinating, the way that the lacrosse kind of family and the culture dominate that landscape. And also the way that the two programs now are intertwined with Gary, to be honest. I think that's pretty fascinating. What does that mean to somebody who's playing? Do you recognize it? Is it cognizant of the pride in the programs?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that both of our teams focus on or have some focal point on, And Gary was also someone who definitely instilled that kind of culture into the teams and is spreading it to the men's team, I'm sure. So, it's definitely been really cool to see.
At the end of the day, is it crazy to think the ACC is going to get 3 teams in the Final Four?
That could be crazy, yeah.
But that's possible. I mean, North Carolina is obviously number 1. BC sitting there at the 3 spot. You're there at 5. I mean, it would be crazy to think the 3 ACC teams could get to that Final Four.
It'd be something awesome, definitely.
Yeah, guarantee it.
All right. Good luck this week. We're looking forward to watching you guys.
Thank you so much.